So let's speak a bit about that quantum jumping.
Oh, I love quantum
Let's
jumping.
go into that bit because that's quite
That's
fascinating.
my fun place.
Yeah.
I quantum jump every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it. Yeah.
Where do
It's
you,
a shift in consciousness.
how does it start?
Well, it depends. The one that I do, I have a certain one that I do, and I do it every day, and it begins by just relaxing, really, and then I go into the feeling of eternal love. I tap into that feeling first, and then I visualize 5 people, although it's gotten to 10, but 5 people, I see their wish fulfilled. I
Five
actually
people who you know
five
personally.
people who
Right.
I know personally, usually a little bit more, but 5 people who I know personally, and I see their wish fulfilled, and I see how happy they are. And then I actually have 4 people that I put in what I call the healing chamber, which is, we haven't talked about that, but I created a healing chamber for people to use who are ill. And so I put people in the healing chamber until I see them light up, and then I'm off to my jump. And I usually use fire breath to shift my consciousness.
What's that?
It's like
Ah,
breathing
okay.
like that, and so I use that to really work up my body, and then I literally shift into another consciousness, and it's has visions of my wish, what I would say my wish fulfilled, or heaven on earth for me, what it is for me. And so I'll see visions of that. And then I'll wait, and my guides and guardians will come and talk to me, my higher self, and they'll have a little chit chat with me. And then I do the fire breath one more time, see the vision of the couple visions that I have, and then I come back.
Wow.
It shifts. It shifts your energy to such a higher energy, and you go through the whole day. I've been doing this now straight. I haven't. One of my friends go. I'll talk about that later. But they are like, "You've never stopped." I said, "No, I think I've done it for eight consecutive months every day.
Every
Every
day.
day.
In the morning,
In the
you
morning.
wake up,
In
you
the
like
morning, I
go for a
wake
little
up.
quantum jump.
Oh man, I'm up at. Most people know I'm up between 5 and 5:30, because
Wow.
some of my first clients are in Dubai,
Right.
so I have to be on at 7:30.
Right.
So I have all what I do. I mean, I do that. I actually have my version of prayer that I do, and then I do probably a 20-minute Sandy breath work.
Sandy breath.
Yeah, breathe with Sandy.
Okay. Oh,
Love,
right. The breathe with
love, breathe
Sandy.
with Sandy.
Okay. Breathe
Good
with
looking
Sandy. We got
dude.
some good references.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's amazing. Give him a nice little plug there. But and then I'll be on for my day, because it kind of rolls out, and like I said,
Sounds like an awesome way to
7:30 is
start your
an
day.
early call, but I wrap early. I don't usually take a client after 3:30.
Right. So how many clients can you do in a day?
I like to do 4.
Right.
I I can do 5, but I like to do 4, because I'm I'm not one of those people that look at my watch and go, okay, it's an hour, we're done. You can't
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
that when you're helping somebody
Yeah.
reprogram. So usually my sessions are about 90 minutes
Right.
to maybe a tiny bit longer.
And
And
does it
so
take some of your energy when you're like
I feel pretty good.
channeling? Oh, you feel good. You
Yeah.
feel energized
Yeah, I
from
feel
doing
I
that?
feel really happy,
Right.
because half of my sessions, at least I can say this, half of the time I don't even know. I know they're talking through me to the client,
What, like
and
live channel?
yeah, and I'm almost the me is almost stepped
Where
aside.
do you go in your, like, what's the experience like for you while that's happening? Or is it just like a cut to
I'm
afterwards?
there. It's just a cut to. It's like almost they're just like talking through me to them, and then it's like, okay, you can go again.
Right.
it's
Back in.
it's like
So it's
break,
almost like that
go,
scene
break.
from that movie Ghost, almost, where they like, well, that's dead people spirits, right? Jumping in, like with jumping into Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh yeah, yeah. It really
Patrick
is.
Swayze.
It really is
Swayze.
like, for me, it's like somebody stepping on the accelerator. So when they want to talk, it's like, okay, we're talking, and then now you're talking, and they're talking, and most of the time, people can tell that when it's
It's not you.
yeah,
Right. It's
yeah,
like
they
a
can
slight
tell.
shift
There's
in,
just a slight shift in, I think, the energy.
yeah.
You know,
And even maybe the way you speak, or is there like a slight
sometimes because
accent
I
change
don't
or
have any
something?
accent change at all, and it's just I'll go like that, and then I
Right.
know they're gonna start talking. I'm like,
Yeah, no,
okay,
I've seen some other channelers on the Gaia. I don't know if you know
yeah,
the
yeah, I love Gaia, yeah,
platform, and I've seen them do it. And some of them could just seem to switch into it quite easily, but they do really change how they speak. And
yeah. They changed. I did at first because I had to. The energy it's so strong. You have to harness it. So it became. It's almost like you get on fire. I would, and so I had to kind of relax it, and so I stopped doing that until I could get it more collaborated in my own voice. And that's why, like, even when I script, they speak in really plain language. I mean,
that's good.
really
Yeah.
simple language. And so I think it's because they're dealing with me, so I kind of like that. But that's the process. And so I know that, sometimes I've done podcasts and not even remembered some of the stuff I've said.
Really?
Yeah.
So you think you've started channeling during?
I think I switch in and out.
So it kind of happens spontaneously, but also you could do like, okay, I'm going to channel, take the necessary steps, get into the zone, and then just let it flow.
I could. I don't always do that with, like, I know with a client, I know that if they're meant to hear something, yeah, they'll go ahead and channel and they'll tell them information. My linear clients, that's why I get to speak in my regular voice so
Right.
that they may not pick up on
So
it.
they don't get freaked out.
Yeah, yeah. But it really does flow, and I'll say, "Wow, that sounded magnificent." It wasn't me, you know, how,
Yeah, it's
because it's
fascinating.
really
Yeah.
quite brilliant. I mean, they really are. I have to say, your higher self and even the guides and guardians, they're really quite clever and really interested in our advancement.
Right.
They're really interested in everyone succeeding.
Right. So they really are on our side.
They really are.
Yeah.
They really are. I'd say sit quietly. I tell everybody sit quietly for even 10 minutes a day and just
Yeah.
let the thoughts flow and just see where you go and see what comes to you, because even if a new thought comes to you, that's your higher self
Yeah.
giving you some info.
It's interesting. It's quite hard to get silent in your head, right? Because that's why I think a lot of people find even meditation quite challenging, which is that is literally what it is, the sort of process of watching the thoughts as they come,
Yeah.
and or watch your breath instead, and then the thoughts interrupt you before you've realized it,
Yeah.
and then you've got to catch yourself. Okay, let the thoughts go again. But to get to the point where it's just silent and there's nothing coming out, is that just to get to the silence of the noise, so that then it's like a clear canvas for the new message to come in? It's like a clear vessel almost.
Yeah, you can. I think messages come even when you're driving a car and
Yeah.
I think there's different forms of kind of
Yeah.
automatic meditation. But I
Yeah.
think when we're doing mundane, that's also your higher self communicating to you, because you're kind of down, you're not high thinking, you don't have as many thoughts, like gardening. If you're
Yeah.
gardening, that's really therapeutic, and that's when I used to have a lot of conversations at that time. But I do know people that you can be driving and you get an epiphany, because driving is almost like an automatic response for us, because our subconscious mind just takes over on that one.
Yeah. I had one of the CEOs of, what was that? What's that company that the woman's underclothes? The not Skims kind of copied it, but what was the original one? There's this one of the first fastest female billionaires. I'll have to add this on afterwards. Yeah, look that up, Cam.
I've been looking up all the stuff.
Oh, right. And she said that she works close to where her work is, but she purposefully drives around the block a few times because she gets into that flow state when she's driving. And she, I think, even got the name of her company. Spanx, yes, exactly. And she said that she got the name of the company while she was driving, and so now she replicates that like as a sort of habit to drive around because for her she tunes in. I guess different people have different techniques to it isn't always sitting in silent with your eyes closed.
That's exactly right.
It can be active and then suddenly bing.
Well, it's kind of like even when I'm scripting and channeling, I'm literally looking out first, taking some deep breaths, and I'm looking pretty much at the ocean.
Yeah.
And I just look at that. So it's not like I have my eyes closed or anything.
So are you like beachfront?
I'm across from the beach up in a hill.
But you have like a beach view.
Yes, I do.
Wow.
Yeah,
that must be nice.
I manifested that.
Really?
I wanted to feel like I lived on vacation every day of my life.
Right. So were you?
I was coming from Boston.
You're coming from Boston.
I came from Boston, which is cold and a lot of snow and.
Right.
Yeah.
And then how did you end up in Malibu?
Well, my oldest daughter had done all her internships from college out there, so she was out there pretty early, and then she went out there. And then my younger one also went out there, but I was visiting her a lot, and so I kind of liked it. And then I knew somebody before I was going to move out there. I knew my son was graduating, and I'm like, I lived in this pretty big house, and it was just me and the cat.
Right. So
the dogs had passed away, so it was me and a cat.
So you were like an empty nester, as they call it.
Yeah, and it was time to leave. Boston wasn't a place where I grew up, and I just stayed there because I didn't want to move my kids, and I wanted them to feel that they got to live in the same place because my parents moved me around. So I think that was healthy for them. And then I just wanted to experience something different. I was ready. Right. I'm getting ready again. I know. Yeah, I know.
To move from Malibu?
Yeah, I know. I might hang on to the place for a little bit, but I know that what I'm meant to do is expanding.
Right. So what?
So I can feel it.
Going more global?
Yeah.
Right.
I can feel it.
Okay.
So it's time.